This is Pete, or Cooking with Kenshin1913, and this is another episode we're doing from Corona Cooking. This is going to be something simple, inspired by Street Fight Radio. Alright, it's a podcast I listen to. They talked about it. They're from Columbus, Ohio. We're going to be making Beanies and Weenies. Very simple, only 4 ingredients. Alright, this episode is going to be a little unorthodox because I'm trying to do this on the fly. So, the 4 ingredients we're going to need a can of baked beans. I'm using B&M. They're very good for when you want to jazz them up. Don't try not to use Bush because Bush is very sweet and they're already like very flavorful. So I try to use B&M. We're going to be using some mustard. I'm using Dijon. You can use whichever mustard you want. We need an onion. Finally, we need hot dogs. You do not need to use this many hot dogs. I bought a bunch of hot dogs before quarantine went down because I'm like, hey, this is a simple poor man's meal, very quickly being made. You can make this real simple. So you're going to need some hot dogs. I'll tell you how many when we get started. All right, we have our 7 hot dogs over here. 7, just use as many as you want or less as you want. And you're just going to cut them on like a bias, you know? About a little bit, because we're going to be sauteing these up with onions and getting them real nice and done. Another thing I want to mention is you can also use your own baked beans. I have my own recipe. If you'd like to do that, you can. And yeah, I'm just going to finish chopping up these chopping up these hot dogs, and we're going to eat them. I have natural casing hot dogs. You can use whichever one you want. Over here, I diced up the onions, and we're going to be cooking that in just a few minutes. Okay, I put in about a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of oil in here, just getting our stock pot nice and warm. Then I'm going to just dump my onions. Basically, I'm going to saute these onions until they're a little translucent, or even a little further if you want. It all depends. I know this isn't like a truly homemade meal, but it's something to help, you know, stretch something and give it a little more flavor. So we're just going to, and I have the heat about medium high. You probably want to lower it just a little bit. It all depends. And yeah, so this is a very simple meal. Basically, it comes from, like I mentioned, Street Fight Radio. They're a podcast I listen to out of Columbus, Ohio. And yeah, they're very good. Yeah, let me lower this a little more. Do not burn your stuff, otherwise it might be bad. But yeah, it's just something you can do to, you know, elongate your grub and give it a little something special. So I'll be back when this is all sauteed nice. So the onions they're translucent enough for me. You can let them cook a little longer. If you want to try and get them a little golden, you can. Also, I'm not putting any salt and pepper into this right now because there's a lot of, you know, additives in the hot dogs and stuff. But if you want to add some salt and stuff. So now we're going to add our 7 hot dogs. And we're going to let these cook. I might actually put too many hot dogs. But whatever. They're gonna cook. You want to get these hot dogs. You know, they're frozen. If you're not using frozen, obviously just let them cook thoroughly or through. And then we're gonna add our mustard. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know my mom says hi. She's actually on the other side cooking quiches that we have from a leftover Easter ham, and just other things that you can do while you're trying to stretch your food. You know, because some people can't get out to the store as much as they would like during these crazy times. But yeah, I'm just going to let these hot dogs cook a little bit, and then we're going to add ourselves in some mustard. At this point, we are going to add our mustard. Oh, as you can see, the hot dogs are getting nice and brown. You're getting some fond over here and even some fond on the bottom, which is fine. We're gonna be dealing with that in just a few minutes when we put our beans in. But what we want to do now is take about, I'd say about 2 squirts, 2.5 squirts. That's probably about a tablespoon, a little more than a tablespoon, or no, maybe 2 tablespoons, probably a tablespoon. Anyways, you're just going to stir that around. Use whichever mustard you want. Alright, yeah, you can use whatever mustard that you want. I, again, am using Dijon mustard, but you can use golden, or honey, or even the mustardy thing that you got there. So we let this cook for just like a minute maybe, and now we're going to add our beans in here, and yeah. I apologize for the weirdness that you're not really hearing any of the audio through the thing, but my niece was having a little bit of a fit, so I had to finish recording ASAP. So yeah, you just want to cook these beans for just, you know, until they're cooked thoroughly, and you do get that real nice flavors of the onions and the mustard in the beans. Mustard and hot dogs and beans go hand in hand. They're just some flavors that are really, really good together. And yeah, I didn't know that Beanies and Weenies actually, there's actual can of this stuff, so it's new to me. Anyways, this is here, it's all done, and now we're gonna plate it and eat it. All right, here's the Beanies and Weenies right here, as you can see, and now we're gonna have some. Hot dog's nice and crunchy. Beans, you get a little tang from the mustard. It's very good. You got your onions. So yeah, I want to thank Street Fight Radio for giving me the inspiration to do this type of recipe. And yeah, I've been Peter, Kenshin1913, and this has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913. I want to wish you and your family a safe time during this crazy time, and enjoy and happy eating.